Hello guys, Arkan here. I just want to take some time to tell you guys that we have a Patreon set up for the channel. It's an additional way you can support us. So I will put the link in the YouTube cards and in the description. Thanks for checking it out and I hope you enjoyed the video. As I touch the crystal, it starts to get dimmer. And a voice in my head suddenly starts speaking. Oh man, this is already so amazing. Hey, can you take some deep, and I mean deep breaths for me? I find it weird, but I do just that. It's not like it's hurting me. That's the stuff. I can see now what you meant by the music earlier. Is this always playing in the back of your head? Pretty much. Fascinating. Now, I am a demon of my word. Here is how it works. You can call upon me whenever you're in a tough situation and I'll help you out. Now, unfortunately, your body is way too weak to summon me all the time or at full power, so you have to choose your times carefully. I don't want to be classified as evil because you thought that making me demolish a building for you wouldn't hurt your body that much. Plus, it's in my best interest to keep your body healthy. I can still cast weak spells and do weak attacks from within your body if you order me to. But it's best if we don't do this often. Hoy! Can you hear me? Yes. Yes, I can. Are you listening to me? So you can read my thoughts? Technically. Can you read all my thoughts? Not all of them, no. Just the ones you're not guarding. That's sinister and awesome. Can I see your face now? What? No. What's wrong with you? You can't just ask a demon to show their face. Not so suddenly, at least. Maybe after we get to know each other better? That's an acceptable compromise. And before I forget, there is a little side effect to this whole ordeal. And you're telling me now? Relax, it's not the end of the world. My presence in your body will, well, make you hornier, so to speak. Why? How does that even work? Because I don't have a body of my own, most of my physical feelings will be transferred to you in some extent. Being a demon, I don't get hungry for normal food, or thirsty or even tired. Lucky you. But I sure do need some action from time to time. That's weird, but it's not a deal breaker. I can live with it. Maybe. Hopefully. Great. Now then. I will open the door. The meeting hall is on the left. Just go back where you came from and go left. You're welcome. The door reappears where it was when I walked in, now wide open. I remain rooted on the spot, shuffling my legs and fidgeting with my hands. A slight blush appears on my face. Well, go on. I want to feel some fresh air, too. I've been trapped in that gem long enough. I mumble some words under my breath. What was that? I was just thinking, you did say, but I'm not begging or anything. No pressure, I just... Spit it out! When will you use my body, like you said? Oh, I'm doing it already. You were probably thinking of some kind of painful possession, but I'll just stay in your head. You won't even know that I'm here. Unfortunately, the only way for me to interact with the outside world is for you to summon me. In rest, I can experience everything you experience. I can see through your eyes, feel through your skin, and even be somewhat affected by your emotions. Oh. You seem disappointed. It's unusual. I thought this deal was maybe a bit too good for you and not beneficial enough for me. Considering that you can't even muster the power to summon and free me yet. So possession is where this relationship stops? The choices are, I want to have sexual intercourse with you, or no, everything is fine. I'm fine. Stop asking. Okay, weird choices. I'm not sure really which one to choose. Okay, so since we're talking to a demon, I think we should show that we're confident and not a pushover. So let's show our confidence by saying, I want to have sexual intercourse with you. if possible. Oh, um, what can I say? Well, I'd love to. I mean, I'll give you the privilege. And if you insist, I believe we can sort something out. Let me just... I wasn't expecting the eagerness, but I appreciate it. It really took him by surprise there. I did not think the answer would be yes. It was mostly a joke, but I won't back down now. He snapped his fingers, and the obscure room once again became as dark as a starless night. I see a light in the distance. I start walking towards... Wait a second. I have a feeling of déjà vu. I walk further towards the light, having an idea of what I'll see. Yep. I would be freaked out if I weren't horny. My poker face is showing strongly while I stare into his eyes, or the place his eyes would be. I can feel the demon smirking behind the scribbles. Welcome to my little domain, mortal. Please, make yourself at home. Don't be shy. Come closer. I'm just dying to try your... To try... Alright, what's happening? I'm trying to roleplay a bit. I heard that's what the cool kids do these days. What's with that dumb face? I saw you before. What? In my dream, last night, this place, you, your clothes schmeat. I saw it all before. Did you have something to do with it? Obviously, I thought you'd recognize my voice. And body. I gasp. You told me to find you. Yes, this is getting old fast. I might have overestimated your IQ. In my defense, your voice had a lot of static sounds to it. I could barely understand a word. Huh. Yeah, the signal sometimes gets interrupted because of this stupid barrier. Moving on, how? And why me? When I was imprisoned, I managed to keep some of my abilities, like mind controlling over a short distance, or invading dreams. It's harmless, really. I use it to entertain myself, mostly. But it also made it possible to find someone with great power that can sustain me. Someone like you. So you decided to be a pervert as soon as you saw me. Hey, I didn't tell you to kneel in front of me and start stroking my rug. Yeah, I really didn't know why I did that. Isn't it the same reason you asked for sex now? Nightfallen and demons are not the only ones with high lust levels, apparently. I look down at my noticeable erection. You're right, way too accurate. I, really enjoyed that dream. Do be honest, even if I had the wrong idea. Is it just my imagination, or is he blushing after I said that? You don't see a demon do that every day. I'm glad my body satisfied you. I would love to finish what I started. If you'd allow me, I would grant you the honor. If I could. But I am afraid that I took you back to this place only as a preview. What does that mean? It means that because I'm inside your body, technically you can see me now, but you can't touch me. I was going to tease you for a while, then break the news to you. That's evil. Even for a demon. He starts talking in a low, seductive voice, almost a whisper. I would not do something like that without a motive, you see. Once you are able to summon me, I will be able to touch you, and play with you, and do anything I want, really. Look at it as a little push towards your goal, your final reward. My mind started buzzing from excitement. Go now. I believe you're due for an assembly or something. You don't want to be late. I opened my eyes to find myself back in the same room, now with the door right in front of me. So he's a perverted, shy but seductive demon? Personality noted. I walk out the door. Nothing seems to have changed. I take out my phone to check the time and, to my surprise, the time's the same. I mean, I'm still late, but at least I'm not completely missing the gathering. Your body is filthy. What? Your fur is sticky and your clothes have dust in them. That's because of the hole. That won't do. May I clean you up before anybody sees us? With a spell? No, with my tongue. Of course a spell. I need your permission to cast it. Then don't let me stop you. Lick me up. The next second, a gust of wind goes through my clothes and fur, and suddenly, no more sticky feelings. Actually, I think I'm cleaner than I was before falling in the hole. Thanks, Mr. Oh right, we don't know each other's names yet. I'm Cody. Can you hear me? I can hear you. Nice to formally meet you. And you are? Do you really think a demon will just reveal their name for you? It was worth a try. But what should I call you? Just demon is fine. I take pride in what I am. No, that's boring. Are you calling my species boring? What about Scribbles? Because of your face. Get it? That is humiliating. It sounds like a pet's name. Well, if you are not telling me your name, then I can't change it. Scribbles it is, then. A yellow line appears by the wall. Is that for me? Yes, just follow the line and you'll find the room. The yellow line was not the only thing that appeared out of thin air. I look surprised at the small cloud of scribbles near me. It is weirdly cute, the way it floats there with only eyes to show its emotions. Maybe not a pet, but a familiar for sure. A great start to my fantasy life. I'm already missing the eternal suffocation. I wonder if breathing is worth this torture and humiliation. You'll be fine. Weird, your voice changed dramatically. What do you mean? I still have my sexy man voice, don't I? Please tell me that's the case. It's more like a squirrel that smoked too many cigarettes. Why would you imagine me like that? Me? My voice depends on your imagination. I don't have an actual voice, so yes, you. I don't know, it's just harder for me to imagine your sexy voice with that mascot body. No hard feelings. Fucking hell. I suppose teasing my new friend is not the nicest thing I can do, so I stop. For now. I do as I am told and follow the line. Soon enough, I start hearing distant voices again. I arrive at the source of the sound, a grand door, big enough to fit 8 and a half of me. I think. Now, let me just sneak in real quick. I open the door very, very slowly. The door creaks, loud enough for a particular character from the back of the room to hear. Someone I recognize. I really hope he stayed quiet about our incident. I don't need the whole academy to know I fell down a hole. I came by at the right time. The headmaster was just about to start at the gathering with the important announcements. Even if I wasn't too noisy, a single presence coming in late still attracted some attention at least. A wolf and a tiger, particularly, are the ones I'm most worried about. Those intense glares. They look like they want to make me dinner. Their dinner. It's fine. I see a familiar black and white cat in the crowd, waving at me with both hands frantically. I'm glad there is someone I somewhat know, even if he's probably the weird guy of the academy. Although, looking around, most people have quite eccentric clothing as well, some very revealing, some just straight up bad, like call the fashion police kind of bad. And some of them are just wearing lingerie. Summer just ended, so it is still pretty hot outside, but that's just too distracting. Perverts like me have to suffer because of their fashion choices. Hey there, whole guy. Lucky you. They delayed the gathering for some reason. Hey, crop top. Your trap did leave me a little ruggedy. You look fine to me. Good thing you brought spares. Yeah, I sure did. That's what happened. I just changed. I already forgot I got cleaned up. Idiot. It's not every day a demon puts spells on me, okay? Ooh, we can talk more about clothes cleaning later. The headmaster is going to announce the test. Among other things, but I only care about the test. So the test is real? Should I be worried? I'm cut short by some loud music and the grand figure of a lion. He's huge. Everyone got quiet all of a sudden. Deathly silence enveloped the room. Wasn't the headmaster supposed to be a rabbit? He has been the headmaster for over a decade, as far as I remember. What was his name? Mr. Sabel? Sedil? Mr. Sabil Mandrate. He was supposed to be, but they thought a lion was a better representation of power, a symbol, if you may, so they made this guy headmaster instead. Kind of racist, if you ask me, but you creatures are simple like that. How do you know all that? When you're stuck in a crystal for so long, you're bound to find information one way or another. There might be more reasons for the decision, but mortal politics never interested me. No more questions. That can't be the only reason. The headmaster starts speaking. Good morning, distinguished guests, dear teachers, and beloved students. My name is Argus Kurama, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to a new year at our prestigious academy. This would be my first year as headmaster. Taking this common trait into consideration, I do hope me and all the fresh talent present here today will get along nicely. I would like to thank the student council and shard leaders for their hard work, for dealing with the everyday problems and managing the new arrivals, as well as the teachers council and other staff members for their loyalty. I hope we can all get along for as long as I am in this position. With all that being said, it is time for the general rules and history of Lakonia. Some groans and grunts can be heard after he says that. I suppose it's the same speech every year. Most first years don't seem too bothered. The headmaster pulls out a huge book, ornamented with gold, or some other yellow material, looking very expensive but also very old. Well, this is gonna take a while. He talked about different rules, like how to behave, punishments for breaking said rules, and more, for about 20 minutes. Detention was a popular punishment choice. Another one was chores around the city, so community service. Sounds unique and quite interesting. Everything else was basic. Your usual don't bully others, don't break anything, etc. Maybe I should have been a bit more late. Despite everyone's boredom, Tartarus was beaming with excitement. We look the same age. I think this might be his first year here too. Finally, the headmaster got to something I'm actually interested in. The first principle of sorting. As most of you know, the Lakonia Academy doesn't use the standard class classification you're also used to. Instead, we have the so-called shards. There are 4 different shards available to choose from. Slayer's Shard. Their job is dealing with small numbers of nightfallen stealthily and quickly, as well as making sure the protection barriers remain untouched. Sorcery's Shard. Usually paired with a defender or slayer in missions. Their magic is versatile and useful for many situations, but few possess powerful magic abilities to become a sorcerer. Defender's Shard. Usually deployed in small areas where barriers were not yet implemented. They play the role of bodyguards for any long-distance journey from barrier to barrier. And last but not least, Summoner's Shard. They use the power of defeated foes to make them fight for them using the gemstone they drop. The summons are used for missions, hard or dangerous manual labor, and most importantly, a summoner can learn to use a gem's energy to power modern machinery, including barriers. First years will have to make their choice between one of these shards, depending on their capabilities. Choose carefully, as this will dictate the rest of your life at Lakonia. Switching shards is not unheard of, but as far as I know, it is looked down upon by the students here. Details about your selected shard's activity will be on the brochures you'll get at the end of the gathering. Although, I believe that if you got so far, you must already have set your minds on a shard. Duh, obviously. I've chosen one ever since I got my powers. I'm not going to make this decision on the spot based on vague emotions or anything. Graduating is a tough job at Lakonia, but we have to filter the weak from the strong, so that the strong can protect the weak. The lights get dimmed. A projector screen comes down on stage. A video plays. The headmaster keeps talking over the images flashing on the screen. Allow me to paint you the main picture. Long, long ago, our world, being rich with magic, has found itself in a conundrum. Demons started to spawn all around, in each country, on water and on land, although weaker in magic, bigger in number, and physically superior. With the sole scope of stealing mankind's power source, war enveloped every continent. And to satisfy their desire for lust. Their leader, the almighty dragon, Xerxes, was by far the biggest threat of them all. Luckily, mankind used its superior wits to defeat the dragon, thus weakening all demons, and victory was finally achieved. Some demons remain in our world to this day, known as nightfallen. Most of them are near harmless, or better said, not a danger to your life. Just don't turn your backs towards them. Others fall under the government's protection. Those are the ones capable of speech and complex thoughts, that are also not an immediate danger. This type is not to be messed with. They are not known for being violent towards strangers, unless threatened. Some are nothing more than vicious monsters, ready to use your body and devour your flesh at the first opportunity given. Must be exterminated on sight. While others, let's just say they are better left only for the most experienced of hunters. Or else. First-year students seemed to shudder, while others were laughing among themselves. They must know something we don't. Or maybe the thought of a sexy, horny monster is amusing to them. I must admit that a chuckle escaped my lips as well. One more thing to keep in mind when fighting Nightfallen. The main aspect that distinguishes them from us is the significantly increased libido levels they possess. That's when the people giggling almost burst out laughing. It is common knowledge, but some people can be quite immature. No need to fret, we are all adults here. Just don't let them put their hands on you. Or tentacles. Or slimy bodies. Anyway, let's continue. Although far less dangerous than their ancestors, nobody knows what their birth source really is. However, the Nightfallen brought with them an unintentional gift. When defeated, in their stead remains only ash and a gem. A gem infused with energy, varying in size and potency depending on the Nightfallen's strength. We use that energy to power up our technology, magic, and most importantly, the very thing that protects us from Nightfallen, the barriers that surround every city around the world. In order to maintain our energy, we need hunters. Brave hunters that collect gems and protect the people in need. Hunters like you. He points at us. The ones that will make our world prosper. That's so extra. I love it. The room gets filled with noise from excitement. That is why, as your new headmaster, I cannot allow you to dirty our schools. No. Our world's reputation by allowing all of you to become hunters. Say what now? Gasps appear all around the room, together with panicked whispers. It looks like the first years are the most agitated, but I see a lot of worried looks all around. Tartarus doesn't look concerned, so I keep my calm too. As the new headmaster of the academy, I decided to implement a new rule. You've all probably heard rumors about this. A little test to prove you are worthy. Allow me to explain. This academy runs on talent and hard work. If you are present here today, it means you possess one or the other. But in what quantity? And do you keep working as hard to achieve your goal every year? Or do you lay back and relax after being accepted? Keeping your nose up and thinking you're better than others? Those are the questions we'll have to answer in what I call the progression test. It is a multitude of tasks that each student has to complete at the start of the year to prove they have what it takes to go further. The test will begin on Friday at 9 a.m. sharp, and it will last roughly 3 days. In the meantime, all first-year students will spend the rest of the week getting familiar with the school grounds, lessons, shards, and training for the incoming test with the help of your seniors. I also advise you all start training. The rules of the test and the tasks will be announced on Friday as well. All right! I've been getting ready for this all my life. And by that I mean I didn't. I had no idea there was going to be a 3-day-long test. I thought we're just going to be given a sheet of paper with questions, like how to easily defeat a mimic nightfallen. Answer, satisfy their libido until the shell breaks. Yeah, I know my theoretical assignments, but I suck at physical ones. But surely I can withstand the test, right? You don't sound very confident, and that's a problem for me too. There is nothing to worry about. There is an average of 35% chance you will pass the exam if you're a first year, and even greater for the others that are more familiar with it. That is not very assuring. Our academy cannot protect you from danger 24/7 when leaving the school grounds. Upon signing the admission forms, you have agreed that your safety is your responsibility. The test will determine if you have the capability of protecting yourselves. If you fail, you must settle for a cushioned life in the city, letting the actual hunters do their work. And remember, contrary to what you might be accustomed to, graduating here should be a privilege, not an entitlement. Now, with all that out of the way, before this meeting ends, I'd like to congratulate the young prodigies we have scouted this year. Oh right, I forgot about them. I wonder who are the lucky ones. He points into the crowd at a muscular bunny girl after presenting her name. Rose. The crowd took me by surprise with the overwhelming noise from the cheers and claps. As for me, I'm clapping in awe at the headmaster's ability to pinpoint a student that he probably only saw in pictures. The next one, a jet black panther, looking very stoic, but friendly, Cole. Not a very unique name for a panther. Maybe it's a metaphor. Cole, after his dark heart? Heh. And the last one, a floppy-eared dog named Alvy, very eccentric, reminds me of a cat I met in a hole. But this one does not have any weird qualities I can point out. A normal guy. Those are called prodigies, huh? And last but not least, 4? I thought they only pick a maximum of 3 each year. He points at me and shouts my name. Oh, I forgot I technically fall into the same category. This is embarrassing. Tartarus looks at me wide-eyed and claps faster and harder than he did for the others. This concludes our school meeting. Senior Shard members will now distribute the brochures and schedules. Have a nice rest of the day. And with those last words, he's out. He seems passionate about his new job, and also in a hurry to be somewhere. Wow, wasn't that just exciting? So you're one of those special guys, huh? Why didn't you tell me? It's so cool that we're now best friends. Anyway, here is your sorcery brochure. See in the Shards meeting room, you have directions on... Wait. Something wrong? I thought I can choose from 4 different shards. I haven't made my final decision yet. Oh, no, you got it all wrong. As a first year, you have to join the sorcery shard. It's the rules. You can choose another one later. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, we can't all be the sharpest tool in the shed. Now, if you can just sign right here so you can officially join the shard, that would be great. He hands me a pen and a list. Almost a third of it is already signed. Wow, when did he get to make people sign this? Before I can sign, a tall wolf with no sleeves hurries towards us. It's the same guy that was staring at me a bit too much for comfort when I walked in. He gently grabs the list from my hands. Tate, are you trying to scam first years again? What? I don't know what you're talking about, Dallan. And it looks like you succeeded with a lot of them already. Tate? Damn it, Dallan. You ruined my cover too. What's going on? Apologies for the confusion. You see, Tate here got in a bit of trouble and has to gather as many signatures for the sorcery shard as he can, as punishment. Because the sorcery shard has the least members, and the new headmaster wants to change that. So punishments can be a little weird at times. Hey, if you go around telling people about my task, they won't sign. That's the point, Tate. You have to convince them, not lie to them. Ugh, but none of these losers have cool magic powers. And come on. Why isn't Tartarus sticking to people? It's a cool name. Will you pipe down already? That name is so edgy it's scratching my ears. And the wild tiger appears. Actually, it's the other guy that was staring at me. The weirdos group has gathered at last. Unless someone else wants to butt in. It's almost as bad as your last name. The Prince of Shadows. Aiden. Hi. Oh. Do you hear that? I think my vice leader is calling. Gotta go. Yeah, sure, like that awkward little mouse you call vice leader would ever shout in a public space. Tate tried to teleport away like he did before, but the tiger, Aiden, stopped him with a spell of his own. Just a snap of fingers was all it took. Eh? That was a nice trick. You should try to learn it. It's not too difficult. Aiden seemed to intimidate Tate quite a bit. Calling yourself Tartarus is disrespectful towards your parents and Hades himself. Although I doubt you know who that is. Hades? I hardly know her. Wait, why are you here anyway? Because the more people you manage to scam, the less my shard will get. So you either take Dallan's advice or disappear under mysterious circumstances. Noted. I'm sorry, where are our manners? Tate, you seem to know this fine feline. Me? Fine? Well, if he says so. He's just being polite. Stop drooling. Care to introduce us? No. Two death stares go his way from left and right that exact moment. Geez, fine. The seemingly polite wolf here is the leader of the Defender Shard, Dallan, whose last name I don't remember, but who cares anyway? Dallan doesn't seem fazed by the comment. He keeps a smile on and offers his paw to shake. Which I humbly accept. He's very gentle. I bet that grip can break some bones if necessary. And the cranky guy is Aiden, vice leader of the Slayer Shard. Aiden gives me a head nod. His right hand twitches and moves a bit, but he keeps them folded. And now that someone ruined the fun, my actual name is Tate. The leader of... nothing. Yet. I'm trying out some new names for my future hunter career. I suppose I should cut Tartarus out of the list. Obviously. That would be for the best. And this is Whole Guy. Did you really just introduce me as Whole Guy? Excuse me? Whole? Is that a metaphor for slut? No, my name is Cody. You might have heard it from the headmaster too. I found him in a hole in the ground. Your hole. Small details. Oh. Interesting. Anyway, nice to meet all of you. So I take that you three are friends? The very best. No. Everyone is my friend. They all had quick and straightforward responses, though very different. I see. Good to know. Well, if you don't sign up now, maybe you'll do it later? When my besties here won't be around to stop you. Look, the badge matches your eyes. Tate says, pointing at his badge. Here's the brochure containing all the information you need. I bet someone as gifted as you will have no problem getting in. Dallan chimes in. Right, here's one for the Defender Shard too. I'd love to have you in our shard. You seem to have a big heart. You'd fit right in. You really think so? Certainly. Besides, with all your power, it would be a shame not to use it to protect people. Oh no, they think I'm a big deal because I was scouted. Join the Slayer Shard. If you want to graduate, that is. It has the highest graduation percentage of all the shards. Aiden rushes to give me his brochure, too. Pfft, because it has the easiest classes. Isn't that a good thing? I mean, well, yes it is. You two are ruining everything. I'd gladly take all 3 brochures. Thanks, I appreciate it. I'll just need some time to decide. They all look dumbfounded that I didn't immediately choose their shard. That might be because people that dedicate their lives to hunting nightfallen usually know the general direction they want to go by adulthood. I'm offended by your honesty, but you're right. So, do any of you have a schedule for me by any chance? Yes! All 3 say at the same time, handing me one. They give each other a quick glare. It lasted less than a second, but the intensity made the atmosphere around us attract the attention of multiple people. The schedule is the same for everyone, so obviously it doesn't matter which one you choose. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Come on, choose one. Tate is vibrating while smiling. Dallan is sweating lightly. And Aiden has a similar reaction, but his eyes are more intense. Alright, I'll just choose. Who should I take? Dallan's wrinkled schedule as a result of the force he is holding it with, that he's also holding upside down. Aiden's laminated schedule. Tate's schedule with some unidentified red substance on it. Okay, so I will choose